This problem is one of the easy problems in the character array section of the Udemy course. It's called Is Substring. A substring is basically a contiguous sequence of characters within a string. Sub should indicate that it's usually a smaller set of these characters, and there's plenty of examples of substrings in amongst these inputs and outputs. As you can see, ACEG is not a substring because the characters are not contiguous. You've got A and then a jump to C, then a jump to E, then a jump to G. If they were next to each other, yes, it would be a substring. If you had ACEG as the first four characters, for example, or in the middle, as long as they're together, yes, it would be a substring. But it's not. Anyway, how can we code whether this is a substring or not? Well, the first thing we're going to need is a string input, and in the question it's asking you for string str for the smaller one. So we're going to put in the long input first, followed by the small str. To check if something is a substring or not, I find the easiest way is to use a bool. If it returns true is substring, then basically we'll output yes. If it remains true after we've run through conditions, we'll output yes, else we'll output no. But what are the conditions? Well, the first thing we'll need is some kind of counter. Basically, if we look back at the question again, what we want is something that recognizes when the full length of whatever our input substring is has been reached. Once that length has been reached, we'll be able to kind of stop iterating through the string and say, yep, we got a substring now. We found enough contiguous matching elements in both strings for it to work. However, we also need to make sure that it is contiguous. So let's say we have A and A in this example here, and it matches. What we don't want is a situation where it sees B, the length of the counter remains at 1, and it skips straight to C, and then increments there. So we need a condition that brings the counter back down to 0 if we don't have matching contiguous elements. Incidentally, in the is substring, that's something that we don't have to worry about. The subsequence is a little different to the substring, a little bit easier to code as well. So we've got our counter. When we're iterating through our string, really we need to iterate through the entire length of the input string. So there we are. I'm casting to integer. Apparently it saves problems in more complex code than this. It's better to put the integer here. So we're going through the string, and if we have a situation where our input I is equal to the string count, then we're going to increment the count variable and continue through the loop. If count is equal to the size of the string, again int string.size, then we've reached our condition where we know it's a substring. So is substring equals true, and we can break. However, I did mention we need to have we need to ensure that there's contiguity. We need to make sure that the elements are next to each other as well as in the correct order. So we have A, C, E, G coming out as no, but something like D, E, F coming out as yes. To ensure that, if the input I does not equal the string count, then basically what we need to do is bring that count back down to 0. So if input I equals count, then count plus plus, otherwise count goes back down to 0. If the count matches the size of the string, then it is a substring and we can break from the loop. And then we print out yes or no dependent on the condition. So let's ignore the Spotify. Let's run one or two samples of inputs and outputs. So I'll use A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and hopefully A, B, C, D is yes. Let's try another. Let's try one of the more challenging ones. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and D, E, F. Yes. Now the real acid test is going to be that A, C, E, G one. So really I should have used a while loop here. Apologies. A, C, E, G is not. Now I think that this code is good. If you've come here from the website, you can check the this code against the solution code, the perfect solution as set by Dr. Ibrahim. Thanks very much for watching.